Inside Waltz's ouster, okay, before Signalgate, talks with Israel angered Trump. All right, so let's go through this here. Let me read this story to you guys. President Trump ousted National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. This is WAPO, so you just know who's writing it. A former Green Beret officer due to frustrations over his hawkish stance, particularly after Waltz coordinated with Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu on the military options against Iran, with a source saying Waltz wanted to take U.S. policy in a direction Trump wasn't comfortable with because the U.S. hadn't attempted a diplomatic solution. His inclusion of a journalist in a sensitive Signal group chat and March sealed his fate. Trump nominated Waltz as ambassador to the United Nations. The ouster, influenced by White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, view that Waltz was not a good fit prompted some officials to question the need for a traditional national security council, with one official stating some of that just happens through the working process, as Trump prefers loyalists like Secretary of State Marco Rubio, his interim replacement, who has shed traditionalist views to align with Trump's agenda. Vinny, I'm coming to you first.
All right, guys. So I don't know. First of all, it's so wild that this story wasn't talked about longer than just the half a day that it was on. So basically, I'm going to break it down. On May 3rd, Trump basically got rid of Mike Waltz, fired him. He was serving as national security advisor. And just to remind everybody, Mike Waltz is the same guy who accidentally added a journalist to the highly sensitive Signal group chat where top officials were discussing attack plans in Yemen. All right, he tried to claim, and he's on camera saying it, that the contact was sucked in, whatever the hell that means. That alone should have got him fired, but for some reason, Trump kept him around. Fast forward to May 1st, on my birthday, I remember this. He got caught using Signal chat during a cabinet meeting. Brandon, you have that photo that I have.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the regular app that we use, and we use Signal when we leave the country, all right, guys? It was something called TM Signal, an Israeli modified version with archiving features designed to relay and store potential classified info. Then, May 3rd, Washington Post reported that he was fired after engaging in intense coordination with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about military operations against Iran ahead of Bibi's Oval Office meeting. So basically, okay, Waltz was going behind Trump's back, strategizing with a foreign head of state about striking Iran's nuclear sites, okay? Trump found out about that, didn't seem...
Is that confirmed?
These are all confirmed. This is all Washington Post. This is a Washington Post article.
So what is that story with the text? Go back to the Signal thing. What do they show?
So they're showing that he's on TM Signal. He's on the Israeli app. It's going back and forth with. This is an Israeli intelligence app. This isn't the Signal that we use. This is going back and forth with Israel in the meeting. This guy is a freaking moron. Just a complete moron, like he didn't learn his lessons, okay? And then the article even says, Pat, at the top, the view by some in the administration was that Waltz was trying to tip the scales in favor of military action and was operating hand in glove with the Israelis, okay? And by the way, it doesn't get worse than that, all right? Our national security advisor is sitting in a cabinet meeting, going back and forth, texting with a foreign government, okay? And then one of Trump's advisors said, you can't do that. This is in quotations, and Brendan, it's in that article. Yeah. You can't do that. You work for the president of your country, not a president of another country, okay? If you think about it, that's borderline treason, Pat. You can't work hand in glove with a foreign leader to push military action behind the president's back, okay? And then your punishment, instead of getting like in deep shit, guess what happens? He gets nominated. He's not in yet. Nominated to be the ambassador of the United Nations, which he'll probably get. And now there's reports out there that Trump has now cut off direct contact with Bibi Netanyahu. Reports from Israeli Army Radio and other outlets say Trump team told Israeli officials they believe Bibi was trying to manipulate him, especially when it came to Iran and Syria, and Trump wasn't having it. Okay, and then just 3 days ago, Trump dropped the requirements for Saudi Arabia to normalize relations with Israel as part of the nuclear deal with the U.S., which means Trump basically said to Saudi Arabia, you don't need to be friends with Israel to make a deal with us. And that condition now is off the table. And it's kind of, if you think about it, Pat, yes, Israel's our ally, but that type of sneaky going behind the door, Trump does not play that shit. He's all about peace. He's all about diplomacy. You're in there using a different Israeli app to tell them what the hell's going on in a meeting. And listen, again, I could criticize Israel as the government, and it has nothing to do with Jewish people, but Bibi Netanyahu, how many times has he come to our Congress and said, we should strike these people. We should go to war here. When he said about Iraq, you know what he said about Iraq? He said, and I quote, I guarantee if we take out Saddam Hussein, it would have enormous positive reverberations around the region. And it didn't. You doing that type of shit and trying to get us into another war behind Trump's back, he found out, he fired him, and he's not happy with it.
Adam.
I think it's great.
So this guy's Mike Waltz.
Mike Waltz.
His name keeps popping up here. And if he did anything to jeopardize American security and American authority and the Trump presidency, he should be fired. But as I continue to remind you, don't pay attention to what Trump says. Watch what he does. So, you know, you were saying that he should be fired. We should let go of this guy. It's like, well, he keeps being a part of the administration and he's just nominated for the United Nations. So could it be that this is just smoke and not actual fire and people are running with the story and just putting it out there and not having enough information? I don't know. This is not something that I want to take a strong stance on because I don't know Mike Waltz. I don't know this situation. A lot of hearsay here.
But it's reported. You're not in. You didn't read into
all
the
of
story.
A sudden
I
we
did.
believe everything the Washington Post says.
No. Adam, I'm just telling you from all the reports that I've heard. The guy got in trouble for leaking and putting somebody in the chat. Then he's on camera. They took photos of him
Pete
doing
Hegseth, but he continues to have a job.
And Adam, I understand where your stance is coming from, but I did the research, and all the reporting is pointing at the guy was communicating with Israel in a cabinet meeting to push for war with Iran.
So
you can't do that.
And what's his position, Mike Waltz?
He was a national security.
Okay,
he was.
So that's
he's fired.
on him.
Okay, he's
so is he fired?
What do you mean on him? He was communicating with Israel and Bibi Netanyahu. That's not good.
To me, the country he's communicating with is almost secondary. It's not irrelevant, but it's secondary. You're an American. You work for America. You work for the Trump administration. Your loyalty is to America. What are you doing? Whether you're talking to the UK, whether you're talking to South Korea, whether you're talking to Israel, or whether you're talking to China or a foe, what are you doing? Make sure that you're abiding by the Trump administration's guidelines.
100%.
That's my number one thing.
It's America. It's the Constitution.
That's my number one thing.
Okay.
Did he go behind Trump's back?
Yes.
Or not?
Yes.
So it is on him.
Okay, but
of course, every country, no matter who they are, have their own self-interest and want to perpetuate their own ideology and goals.
Yeah,
of course.
Pushing us into, hold on, Adam, I agree.
Whatever it is.
I agree 1,000%.
So my point is, this is on, who's this on?
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now.
This is on Mike Waltz.
Okay, and Israel and Bibi Netanyahu. Because if you're going to claim that you're our biggest ally, then what are we talking about? Trump is the most pro-Israel president. Pulls off of the chair, respects the hell out of him. But you're going to go behind his back and try to push for a war?
What did Trump say?
Trump fired the guy.
No, what
He's
did Trump
gone.
say about Netanyahu? What did he actually do? Because
Adam,
all I hear is a lot of hearsay.
Adam, there's just reports everywhere that they're canceling. Even Pete Hegseth was supposed to go to Israel. He canceled the trip. He's in Saudi Arabia right now. I'm just saying, Adam, what I'm saying are facts. What he did was obviously wrong.
I don't
but if
know
you're
if
an
what
ally,
you're saying is facts.
Hold on.
I think
if
you're reading stories and you're reading into
Adam,
it. That's fine.
This is called doing my homework and doing my research, and I did it.
See what, Adam, what are you trying to say?
So what I'm trying to say
you're
is this
saying
is on...
if he screwed up, it's on him.
Yes.
Okay, great. Then what?
You don't think every single prime minister, president, leader is trying to influence Trump in some way? Everyone is. You don't think Xi is sending his diplomats to try to influence Trump? You don't think Iran is sending their influence to try to influence Trump during their nuclear negotiations? It's the same for any country. It is on the job of the administration, the person representing the United States, to hold the line and say, no, this is what Trump wants to do.
He didn't do it. That's what he's saying.
That's my point.
Okay.
Now, if I had a country I'd be worried about, it would not be Israel as an American.
Why?
Sure. Well, because there's a country called Iran
that he's trying to push us to go to war with, and Americans are going to die.
Can I finish
Adam?
my point?
That's what I don't like.
So, by the way, did you hear the story about this $400 million luxury airplane that Qatar has gifted Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you know about Qatar? What do you know about
wait,
Qatar?
hold on. Well, are we changing the topic? Because I'm still
not
confused.
Changing the topic.
That
We're
Mike
talking
Waltz
about...
is wrong, but you think it's okay for a national security advisor, okay, that's sworn into office, sitting in there using a freaking Israeli communication app, going directly with another government?
We've already talked about this. So I do not think it's okay.
The Lemon Campaign has become a massive hit. This is a gift that gets sent to people who are maybe going through a challenging season right now with a lemon hat, with the whole campaign. The thought is about when life gives you lemons, which a lot of people have had that maybe recently, if you know anybody, it is so amazing because you get to write a message on the inside while you're sending it to someone, and it brightens their day. There's a message I'm giving to the person that's receiving it. I want to read you a couple of the notes without the names, but I want you to hear what this is doing. I know things have been rough for you, but I hope this gift puts a smile on your face and some encouragement. You are amazingly talented, and I know you will make it through. Hang in there. Love, Ma. Brother, I know life has been challenging. I want to say I'm proud of you and keeping everything together, staying true to yourself. I love you, and I know you can shoulder this, and we'll be a better person about it. You ready for this next one? This next one's awesome. You are one of the strongest people I know. Your recovery from brain surgery has been difficult, but you are getting stronger every day. Our son watches you during process and sees the warrior his mom is. We love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Wow.
And happy birthday.
Wow. Jeez.
Shout out to
Mother's
that
Day
mom.
and happy birthday. So
recovery.
I'm so in love with this product and what it's doing to families. If you haven't gone yet and send one of these to someone, it's called Zested Forward. We have the link right there on vtmerch.com. And on top of that, new merch here. This will fly in no time because we only did limited supply of this. For those of you guys that just want to go to work and wear something to get reaction from others, we have the new limited edition Gulf of America hat. It used to be Gulf of Mexico cross stuff. Now it says Gulf of America. Okay, we have different versions of it. Another one that says Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico. On the side, it says Future Looks Bright. On the back, it says Valuetainment.
That's sick right
And
there.
this one is sick.
That's
This
my
will go.
favorite.
I
This
love
is
that
going to
one.
fly off the shelves. Gulf of America,
I want
Valuetainment,
that
red, white, and blue. This is legit. And then we got the shirts to match the hats.
This is
so
where it's at. This
go
is
place an
sexy.
order. Anything above $100 shipping and handling is free. But anything you place the order, you will get. Oh, by the way, this goes with the hats.
That goes
Check
with the
this out.
hat.
Look at this. Put this with
This
the
is
hat.
sick.
Oh, that's
That is
bad.
actually pretty sick.
That
right
works.
There. Okay, that's actually
Chris
pretty
is
sick
killing
right there.
it.
Together. Anyways,
And then this
go to vtmerch.com, place your order. Keychain, zoom in on the keychain so that they can see it. A Valuetainment and US keychain will be sent to you right there. Zoom in a little bit on that keychain. There you go. Check that out. It's pretty sick. So go to vtmerch.com, place your order. Let the world know it's officially Gulf of America. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.